Today I will be fielding a Panzer III tank company led by a Panzer III HQ with the 5cm long barrel, supported by a Panzer III platoon of 3 tanks, also with the 5cm long barrel, and rounding it off with a Panzer IV tank platoon with the long barrel 7.5cm. And that comes out to 48 points. James will be fielding a mixed tank platoon from enemy at the gates. He has a Valentine tank platoon of 4 Valentines, a tank platoon of KV-1Ss, and a tank platoon of T-34-85s. And that comes out to 50 points. All right, here is our war table. I've placed my Germans here on this side, so my company HQ is right there, my Panzer tank platoon right there, and my Panzer IV tank platoon. James is directly opposite. There are his Valentines, his KV-1Ss, and his T-34-76s. I made a mistake. He did not put the 85s on there. They're just modeled as 85s, but these are 76s. This is how we have our Russian farmland set up. And now we are going to see who gets to go first. So we're just going to roll off. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to determine who goes first, but we're just going to do that. We're going to roll 2d6, so I'm going to go. And I get a 9.
And I got a 6.
Okay, so Germans will be commanding turn 1, at the top of turn 1. Okay, at the top of my movement phase, I'm going to order my Panzer IVs to blitz. So this is my unit leader here. So I got to roll a 3-up to see if they can do that. And I got it. So I'm going to finish my blitz move and we'll come right back. I'm going to do blitz move with my HQ. So I'll need to roll a 3-up. He does not get to move 4. And then the Panzer platoon will do a blitz move as well. And they do. So we'll come back after I move them up. Alright, after that blitz moved, I did a tactical for the Panzer IVs, Panzer IIIs, and I did a cross-country with the HQ, so he can't shoot. I measured the distance between the Panzer IVs and the Valentines, and I'm within distance, but longer than 16, so I'll get a +1 to my roll. And then same thing with the Panzers to the KV-1Ss. So we're going to go ahead and roll the first attacks. Okay, so I'm going to roll my attacks for my Panzers. They're going to be shooting into the Valentines. Because of the distance, I get a +1 to my hits, so I need a 3-up. And I get 1 hit. Alright, so James is going to roll his save. He needs to beat an anti-tank of 10. So 1 and... Alright, James rolled a 1. He has an armor save of 6, so that's well below what he needed to save that. So we're going to see if he is destroyed or bailed out. I got to roll my firepower for the Panzer IV. So I need to roll a 3-up. And I don't destroy it, so that tank is bailed out. So James put a bailout token on that one right there. Now I'm going to roll for my Panzer IIIs into the KV-1Ss right there. It is a long distance, so I will add +1 to my roll. So the KV-1Ss are hit on a 2-up, +1, so I need 3-ups. And I got 1. James is going to roll his save. So James needs to beat a 9. And he does. It just planks right off the KV-1S, which is what we expected. So I have moved everything and attacked with everything that I could. The HQ did a cross-country, so he's just sitting there. And then we're going to move to James's turn. Top of James's turn.
I'm going to tactical move all of my troops.
Okay, so we will be right back once we moved everything. All right, so James moved his Valentines up 8, leaving their colleague who's bailed out behind. The KV-1Ss moved 10 up to there. Very close. And then the T-34s moved 12. So now we're going to go to James's shooting phase. So James's shooting sequence, he's going to go with the Valentines first. He gets 3 attacks. So James will need to roll a 4-up, 3 attacks. And he's got 1. So I get 1 armor save on my Panzer IV. So James's anti-tank is 7 on the Valentine. I have 5 because of the front armor, so it just plinked off. We got an 11. So that's the Valentine's shooting.
Next up
Where
is the KV-1Ss.
so are the KV-1Ss to attack in the Panzer 3s or the 4s?
The Panzer 3s.
Okay, so James will need a 4-up to hit. Oh my word! You got 3 hits in. Okay, so what's your anti-tank?
9.
9. So I need to beat an anti-tank of 9. I got front armor of 5 on the Panzer 3s. And I saved 2 of them. So James will have to roll his firepower on one.
3 up and...
Okay, so James rolled a 3, which equals his firepower, and that means that my tank, one of my Panzer IVs, is bailed out. Okay. So we're going to move on to the T-34s. Alright, so James is going to have his T-34s attack my company HQ. I am concealed, so he has a +1 to his hit roll. So James will need a 5-up, and he's got 3 attacks. And he's got 1, so now I'm going to roll my save. So for the T-34, I have to beat a 9. So that's to the Panzer III front armor. I need to beat a 9. And I do. So I roll a 10 total, and that shot was ineffective against my Panzer III HQ. And we are going to move on to the top of the next turn. Alright, at the start of turn 2, I do have a tank that's bailed out. So I need to roll to see if they get back in. I need a 4-up. Nope, that Panzer IV stays bailed out. Right, so I'm going to roll for my blitzes. I do have 1 Panzer IV that I'm going to roll for. And then for this platoon, and then the HQ. So we'll do the Panzer IV first. I get it. Okay, so I'm going to roll for the Panzer IIIs. Need a 3-up. I got it. And then the HQ. And he gets it this time. So I'm going to do my blitz moves and then my regular moves, and we'll go from there. All right, so this is what happened. I did my blitz move, got my extra 4 inches on everything. So the Panzer IV here, the Panzer III platoon, and the HQ. And I am going to forego any further movement because I'm going to try to roll a shoot and scoop. And I am foregoing doing any more move because I'm going to do shoot and scoop. But because I blitzed and didn't move, I get my full rate of fire for each of my tanks. So for the Panzer IV, I get 2 attacks, 6 attacks for the Panzer III tank platoon, and 2 for the HQ. So, because I am under 16 inches for all of this, I'm going to roll, I need a 2-up, so we're going to go with the Panzer IVs first. And I get 2 6s, so those are 2 hits. James needs to hit over a 10.
No.
Oh, okay. All right, so both of those armor saves were failed. Now I got to roll 3-up. And one of them is knocked out. The other one is bailed out, I think. We're going to check that real quick. So on that hit, that Valentine got knocked out, but the other one in the middle got bailed out. So that's the Valentine, the Panzer IV to the Valentines. Now I'm going to roll my Panzer IIIs to the KV-1Ss, which is going to be a lot tougher. So I get 6 rolls on that. All right, so now I need to roll a 2-up on 6 rolls. And I get 2 of them. So I guess it could have been better, but now James has to roll his armor save. He needs to beat a 9-up on the Panzer IIIs.
So 7 plus 3 is
10, that's a beat. You beat 1.
And I beat another one because that's 7 plus 2.
Okay, so the KVs survive that volley. Okay, so last attack will be the HQ into the KV-1Ss. I need to beat a 2-up for the HQ into the KV-1Ss, which is probably going to be okay. I get both of them. Okay, so James needs to beat a 9.
I do.
Those KV-1Ss are going to be a pain in the butt. Okay, so I've done all my shots. Because I didn't move, I'm now going to try to do a shoot and scoot. Okay, so that's 6. So it has to be within 6 inches of the leader, which is right there. I'm going to roll to see if I can shoot and scoot. So I need to beat my skill.
The company absolutely suffered the worst.
Yeah. So I need to roll a 3-up to see if I can shoot and scoot my HQ and my Panzer III platoon. No, they get stuck. They're stuck there, and now sweet, sweet vengeance will be coming for the Panzers.
It's gonna be a turkey shoe.
All right, so we are at the top of James's turn. He's gonna roll. So we're not sure about the bailout. Like I said, this tank got bailed out this turn, but the other tank was the previous turn. We're gonna unbail or try to unbail out that guy right there, and keep this guy. If that's wrong, let us know in the comments below. So James will need to roll a 4-up to see if they can get back into that Valentine.
No.
Nope, and they stay out. They're too scared to go in. All right, so James is gonna do his movement phase, and we will come right back. All right, so on James's turn.
So the Valentine's gonna shoot.
So you're not gonna move the Valentine.
No, they're gonna stay.
Okay, so okay, and then what about the KV-1S?
They're also gonna stay.
Okay, what about these guys right here, the 234s?
They're gonna shoot and scoop.
Okay, so they're not gonna move. We're gonna resolve the shooting with the Valentine first. Okay, so James needs to beat a 4-up,
No.
and he does not. The Valentine is not doing so well, but I have a suspicion that the KV-1Ss are gonna knock something out here. So he will need to declare what he's going to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot into the Panzer 3s.
Okay, the tank platoon right there.
Yep.
Okay. You need a 4-up.
Yep. And I get 6 dice on this.
Okay. So you got 2 hits in.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to roll my saves. So I'm going to need to beat a 9-up. 1 fails, 1 is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So now roll your firepower for 1.
So that's gonna be a 3-up.
Okay. No. So 1 tank gets bailed out. Right there. Wow. Wow. What happened? You guys are the tough guys. Okay, so James is now going to do his shooting, and then he will try to do a shoot and scoot. So, who are you attacking? The company HQ? Okay, so he's concealed, so that's +1. So because the tank, the HQ, company HQ is concealed, he will need a 5-up.
Yep.
Got 2. You got 2 of them. Okay, so I'm gonna roll my save. So I need to beat anti-tank of 9. Ooh, I don't. Now James will need to roll his firepower.
Come on, 3-ups.
Yep. So that he knocks out my company HQ. So, yeah, that's not good. And he took out the leader of my tank company here. So it's a sad day for the fatherland, but it's probably a good day for the motherland.
I'm also remember the shooting.
Oh no. Okay, so now James will need to roll his skill for the shoot and scoot, the unit leader.
So that's going to be a 5-up.
He needs a 5-up to shoot and scoot.
No.
And they stay in place. They're going to savor their victory over my company HQ. All right, so that is the end of the turn. And we're going to go to the start of turn 3. Okay, start of turn 3. I am going to try to remount this tank. I can't do this one because he got knocked out last turn. So I need to beat my motivation of 4-up. And I got it. So he's remounted and he's going to rejoin the fight. And now I'm going to try to figure out what I need to do to survive this turn. So I will be right back. All right, now that this Panzer IV has been remounted, I'm going to blitz move him to his unit leader. So I'm going to need a 3-up. I got it. So he's just going to move himself up to right there. And then I'm going to do a tactical with the Panzer IIIs that are not bailed out to here. So I'm going to do that movement and we'll be right back. All right, so I'm not going to do any further movement with this unit here, so they'll get their full rate of fire. I'm going to try to knock out the remaining 2 Valentines there, since I can't attack that one there. So I will need a 2-up. Yeah, I got them all. 10-up on those.
Okay. 4 dice.
I think you got a couple, right?
2 fail, 2 pass.
2 failed, 2 passed? Okay. So James passed 2 checks, but he failed 2, so now I get to roll. So I need a 3-up. We'll see if we can knock out the bailed out tank and the other Valentine. Yeah. Yep. So I think they get both knocked out. And there's only one Valentine left, which is bailout back there. Yep. Okay, so we're going to move on to the Panzer IIIs that move from here to there. We're going to attack the T-34s within range. I only get one shot each, so I need a 2-up.
Yep.
Is it 2-up? Okay, 2-up on the T-34s. I got them both. So James needs to beat a 9.
Easily enough.
Yeah, they just planked off the front. So that's it for that. And then, yep, that's my turn. So we're going to go to James's turn. Okay, at the top of James's turn, he has to actually do two things. He needs to see if he can remount that Valentine, and then he needs to see if he passes his last stand, since these are all knocked out. He's the last of that unit.
4-up? No.
Nope, no remount. Okay, so now he's going to roll to see. Yeah. So the whole Valentine platoon is out. Well, you could just leave it there because the tankers just ran off back into the woods. Okay, so on to James's movement phase.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have a hard time trying to overcome his T-34s and his KV-1Ss. So this is what I have on the board. He has a numerical advantage, and then yeah. So James's movement turn. All right, James's movement phase. He moved his KV-1Ss to here. Tactical, and then he scooted his T-34s tactical to the side so that he can try to shoot at these Panzer IIIs right here. So onto a shooting phase.
So the KV-1S is into the Panzer IV.
Okay. So James needs to roll a 3-up, and he's got 2 of them. All right, I got to roll my save. All right, so I need to beat an anti-tank of 9. I beat 1, but that's 2 that he needs to roll. Okay, so James forgot to roll 1, so I'm going to give him an opportunity to roll another one. And
yes.
okay, so that so now I rolled 2 saves. I got to roll a 3rd save here. Okay, so I saved 2, but 1 went through. So James is going to roll his firepower. He needs 3 up.
Got it.
And he's got it. So James's roll of 5 took out one of my Panzer IVs. I'm going to take this dude right here and just kind of flip him over. So we lost the Panzer IV. We have 1 left. And now James is going to do his T-34s and the Panzer IIIs. They are concealed, so it's +1.
I actually have a 5-up.
5-up?
Because overwork.
So James needs a 5-up. He gets 3 attacks. And he gets 1. So I get 1 save here. That's to my front armor, so I need to beat anti-tank of what?
9.
9. So I got 5 in the front. And no! James needs to roll his firepower.
It's gone.
Okay, so one of these Panzer IIIs is gone. I'm just going to do this. Okay, so that's that. And
That's it.
that's it for the turn. We're going to move to turn 4. All right, so I need to roll a last stand for the Panzer IV and then a remount for this Panzer III. So we'll go with the Panzer IV first. So I need to roll a 3-up for my last stand. And he stays on the board because he's pretty tough. Okay, so my remount, that would be my skill. So I need a 3-up. And I get it. So this guy is now back in action. And that's it. So I'm going to do my movement and we'll come right back. All right, so in my movement phase, I moved my Panzer IV to there. I'm aiming at the side of the KV-1S there. I know that the invisible line is at the front. So if I'm doing this wrong, just call it out in the comments below. Then I moved this Panzer III from here to there to bring him back into cohesion with the other Panzer III. I will be shooting at the T-34s, but because that guy moved, I'm not going to do the halted rate of fire. Also, if that's wrong, let us know in the comments below. And now I'm going to roll for my shooting. So I get 1 for the Panzer IV. I need a
2-up.
2-up. Got 6, so that hit. Hopefully you guys saw that roll. Okay, so I'm hitting you on the side.
Yep, so I need a 5 plus whatever this is.
Okay. Oh yeah, it
definitely.
did nothing. It doesn't matter. It matters not. Okay, so now the Panzer IIIs into the T-34s. I think I'm gonna have a hard time with this. They get 2 shots, so I need a 2-up for the Panzer IIIs into the T-34s. I get 1. That's through the front armor. So you need to be at firepower 9.
Yep, 6 plus 4.
Oh yeah,
easy.
Yeah, it did nothing. Ineffective. This is why the Soviets crushed the Germans. Okay, so that's pretty much my turn. We're gonna go to the top of James's turn, and we will be right back. Okay, so James went and he did not move. He kept the KV-1Ss there. He's gonna shoot into the Panzer IV, and then the T-34s are gonna shoot into the Panzer IIIs. We're gonna see if we're gonna finish the game here. So James is gonna roll 6, and so he'll need to beat a 4-up. Oh my word! So okay, I have to do 6 saves here.
Anti-tank of 9.
9, so I got to be a 9-up, and that's into. I'm gonna just say it's into my side armor. I know it's wrong, but you know it is what it is. So I need to beat a 9-up. Oh, I saved 2.
It's gone.
I saved 2.
It's gone.
I saved 2, so we still need to. Why don't you just roll your firepower so we can do it right?
How many did you get? 2?
Yeah, 2 of them.
So 3 up. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so the Panzer IV has been obliterated by the KV-1Ss. All right, so we're going to see if James can wipe me off the board for the revenge of his Valentine loss.
6 more attacks, and this time these are 5 up.
So these are 5-up. Oh yeah, that's pretty
2.
good. That's good. Okay, so he's got 2. All right, this is to my front armor, so I need to beat anti-tank of
9.
9. I say 1.
So 1 firepower roll, 3 up. Got it. It's
So 1's gone.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that is the end of turn 4. I think this game is pretty much done. We could go to turn 5, but you know, if anything, I would have to do a last stand. And yeah, I think we're gonna call it here. So pretty short and bloody game. Again, we are pretty new to Flames of War, so that's why we're just playing with tanks. But you know what? We added more tanks, or upgrading from the Stalingrad set. So this is definitely something that we're getting the hang of. We're gonna play probably 1 more battle report with just tanks, and then we're going to start adding infantry, because that's the tougher thing, is finding infantry. But in any case, that's it. This is a Soviet victory, overwhelming victory. Although the Germans did fight pretty hard against the incompetent Valentines, they were not enough to withstand attacks from the KV-1Ss, which is a very tough tank. And then the T-34-76s, which is also another superior tank to my Panzer IIIs. If I had more Panzer IVs, I think I would have made a better show of it, but I was also playing very aggressive, moving up the board as quickly as I did. We did do some special rules like Blitz and Shoot and Scoot. Shoot and Scoot failed, but Blitz seemed to work out just fine for us, but yeah. So that's it. Stay tuned for more Flames of War battle reports from Wargaming Noob Historical.